You're en route 4 to 7 with Marcus, Mr. TM Romero, Sky 99.5 FM.
Pastor Baines, welcome inside Route 4 to 7, man.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here and for considering me.
Definitely.
You know, I mean, this is a big topic, so to speak.
It is. And you're one of the guys I respect very, very much. So I see, I need to have somebody who could really bring a sense of stability to the situation,
Okay, that's a tall order.
Yes. And you're well able. Now, just touching some of the information coming to hand based on this whole situation with Israel Hougton, right? Mm-hmm. One of the articles says Lakewood Israel Hougton is still part of the family. After some of the rumors came out that based on the new relationship he would have started, people were saying that he was fired, that Pastor Joel Osteen fired him from the worship team. Yeah. But the report here says Lakewood Church says senior worship leader Israel Hougton is still part of the Lakewood family, and he has not been fired. Tabloids reports claimed Hougton was fired after allegedly cheating on his wife of 20 years with former Cheetah Girls member Adriana Balon. We can confirm that Israel is on indefinite leave, but it is important to clarify that we still consider him as a part of the Lakewood family, and that his employment has not been terminated. Lakewood Church said on Thursday on this statement. The 6-time Grammy winner denied the rumors about Balin on a Facebook post on Tuesday, and he said that he met Balin 2 years ago while working together on a movie, on a soundtrack. Actually, they became friends. I don't know if you saw the movie The Church Girl, something like that. I think she was the lead cast on that.
I can't remember. Right, it's possible, but I can't remember.
A recent movie, I think it came out sometime, 2 years ago actually. It was put together. Among other things, Israel also is saying that, he was divorced previously, probably over the last 5 years ago. He did have some struggles with his marriage, and even though that he released his statement recently, the struggles and the problems were way before that. Right. He only recently got it in the public domain through his Facebook page. So Facebook seems to be the way of communication these days. So based on some of these issues, we want to touch on a couple of different topics and issues coming out of these reports. There's issues of marriage and divorce, of course, coming out here. There's issues of fallen leaders. I even want to get your take on how, as a leader, as a pastor of your church, of your congregation, how you deal with situations like this when it comes to your worship team and your lead ministers. Remember, you can check out our website at sky995fm.com, and you can see everything that is happening in studio. You can see the facial expressions and all. It's that serious. So make sure you check us out. Of course, you can download our mobile apps. You can go to our website as well. You can check out the Google Play stores or even the iTunes store. Or you can go directly to sky995fm.com/mobile app. So we're discussing today the whole issue of, leadership, fallen leaders, fallen worship ministers. And a lot of these issues surrounding Israel Hougton right now in his time of crisis, I would say, One of the articles says here, just weeks after publicly announcing his official divorce after 20 years of marriage, Hougton was forced to publicly confirm his new relationship with the singer and TV host Balon, because the two were photographed vacationing together somewhere in Mexico. So a lot of different issues are coming up here. Some people might even say the issue of unequal yoke might be in the play, because I understand that she's quite a pop star herself. She's one of the celebrity hosts on that very popular the Real, I think it is, television talk show. And she's also a recording artist. One of the very popular groups back in the day, she was part of that. Among some other singles that she would have released. So a lot of different things coming up. In the melee, as we say.
It's a tall order. Let me say, pleasant good afternoon to all our listeners, and I would want to start by saying that I really don't have superior knowledge on any of these matters. In fact, this issue is a large one, and there is just no way that we could exhaust all the matters.
I tell you.
You know, and what I share on the program this evening is just my take on the thing. I'm not trying to pontificate or represent the
Any
church
side.
body or anything like that. You understand? And while in a sense I am, you understand me.
Yes.
But at the same time, I'm really sharing my understanding of some of the issues and so on.
Okay.
Right. And I would start with an illustration, really, and probably we could go from there.
Definitely.
Before I went into full-time ministry.
Right.
I used to be an electrician, right?
Okay.
Right.
Nice.
And one day I was working on this house, and I was saddling this wire and stuff. Was that, the house was old, it was filthy. I mean, I was in a filthy state.
Right.
And I was using this hammer, and I hit my finger.
Oh my!
I hit my thumb, right?
Yes.
So hard. Man, I pushed that whole thumb in my mouth.
Yeah.
You understand?
Overbearing pain. Yeah.
Yeah. The thumb was filthy. I was in an environment with bacteria and all kind of stuff, but
all of that went in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the instinct or the mind which governs the body says that you have to deal with this limb, this member of the body that is now in pain.
Right.
You understand? Although it may well be that you're risking the health of the body, but at the time,
yes, immediate attention is needed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you also think that whatever the body may have to go through, the body has the capacity to deal with it.
Right.
And I'm saying that to jump into the discussion, really, that in this fraternity that we have called Christianity, we have members of the body.
Right.
And our first initiative, if and when any member of the body is hurt, is fallen or whatever, must be how we try to soothe, how we try to restore, how we try to make the pain go away as best as we could.
Are we not saying the cover up and
no. There is a difference. There is a difference.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Because if you cut a part of your body, the cut is there.
Yeah.
You understand?
Visual for everyone.
Exactly. But you have to know, do your best. Use the other members of your body to try and see how you can take care of this and nurse it back to health.
Right.
You understand? To the best of your ability.
Right.
Now, mind you, is you who hit your own finger. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or is you who may have cut yourself.
Right.
You understand? So I'm saying that to say that some of the issues, the individuals may be responsible for what has happened.
Yeah.
You understand? But that don't mean that the other members of the body just take us and say, we're not assisting you because you do that to yourself. You understand what I'm saying? The body don't operate like that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
You're still part of the body.
Exactly.
Even though you're wounded.
Exactly.
Right.
You understand? And I think that we need to really try and understand this, and we need to separate this issue from what people say, is a compromise. You have to separate the two.
Right.
You have to.
Right.
I mean, whoever the individual is, they will have to contend with the normal fallout of stuff like that. You understand? They have to deal with their God, their guilt, and people who say this and whatever.
And most importantly, their ministry.
Exactly.
Because that's a very crucial part of their life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the body must do everything in its power.
Right.
Everything in its power to nurse back to health any member of the body that is infected. You understand?
Like
affected
that.
Or infected.
Whatever the circumstances.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
No, it may be. It may be because there are some wounds that never heal.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yep.
But you have to apply medication until you die.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Okay, there are some people, they have wounds. Let's say they have diabetes or they have some chronic ailment.
Right.
and because of the sickness, the wounds don't heal. But
Cancer.
Exactly. But they keep dressing it all the time. You understand what I'm saying?
They live that life of treatment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm saying, because while we are assisting our brothers and sisters, they have to make a choice as to whether they want to be assisted as well. You understand what I'm saying?
I hear that.
They have to make that choice.
Yeah.
You understand? And if they do not want our assistance, that's another matter. You understand?
So, we will stick a pin right there. When we come back, we're going to touch on that part of the aspect. When it is that they choose another part, how do we deal with that?
Right.
Yeah?
Right.
We take a short pause and come right back.
Yeah.
Music from the man Israel Hougton. Man loving his music for some time. Many years, many Grammys, I tell you.
Yeah.
Very powerful music as well.
It's amazing, boy. It's amazing, Marcus, that you could have a career of hits, or you could be on the top of your game.
Yeah.
And then something bad happens and nobody remembers.
I tell you.
Nobody remembers.
Nobody remember the day when the song saved them.
I'm telling you.
When the song brought them into the kingdom.
It's unfortunate. Michael Jackson used to sing a song, "One Bad Apple Spoils the Whole Bunch."
Yes.
You remember that song?
Yes. And I tell you, it's so true.
True. And but we have to while that is something that happens in society.
Yeah.
We have to do our best to see how we can deal with that, how we can meet that head on and try and chart a different course,
Absolutely.
and change the culture. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And a lot of times when people are critical and they are very insensitive and so on, most times it is because they have not gone through something like that themselves.
Yeah.
You know.
Who knows it feels it,
Well, yeah.
As one artist recently said.
Yeah, you understand?
Yeah.
I see the square man inside.
J Square is on the inside, man. Welcome, man.
That's
man.
J Square, I mean, your post on YouTube really fueled a whole lot of discussion around this topic, around our region. You know?
Sure.
Yeah.
And your headline was the church's response to Israel Hougton.
Yeah.
What really caused that for you, man?
Well, I mean, it's not the first time that something like this has happened.
True.
And many times I'm very silent on it.
Right.
But I put up a post on Facebook and it was kind of misinterpreted. And so to really bring clarity to the post, I felt as though, you know what, let me do a blog.
Right.
To really clear the air.
Right.
Concerning. And that's where, I didn't expect the response, but apparently a lot of people were really blessed and ministered by it. Because I tried to give a unbiased approach to the entire situation, more or less.
Right. And I mean, it did well because I even see some of the guys resharing it and standing by it, as I see that they're taking personal ownership. Some guys, I am XYZ and I endorse this. You know what I mean? It's serious. So, I mean, a lot of people going through stuff. I mean, even here in TNT, right? As JD would have posted on one of our comments, he was like, if that is scandal, so there's a lot of scandal in Trinidad and Tobago now.
True. And there is.
Yeah. Wow.
But the thing why I always say that scandal has always been around, even from in the Bible times. And the Bible is very clear and definite on how we deal with a lot of matters.
That's
so
right. That's true.
Left up to me, I will deal with things my own way.
Yeah.
But I always have to subject myself to the Spirit and say, all right, Jason, J Square, Joe I feel this way. But what is God saying?
That's true.
I always have to come back there. Sometimes I have been very hasty to do certain things. And then when I look at my reaction to the Bible, I realize, hey, I'm off.
You know what? Let's take a couple questions because, I mean, we have a short time before we get a major news update. And, of course, inside the next hour, we're going to continue digging deeper into some of the issues and, like you say, some of the principles that are very important. 625-2759, 623-8255, 624-7729. A couple of people been trying to get through. Maybe you have a comment, maybe you have a question on the issue that we're dealing with today. Feel free to touch base with us. All right, let's see who's on the inside. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Route 47.
Yes, hi. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Afternoon, sir.
I'm listening to you and I'm smiling. I'm not surprised at what has happened to the pastor. I'm a little disappointed, though. And that disappointment stems from the fact that I'd like to ask all of you all individually and collectively two questions. Is it a case of do as I say and not as I do? Or is it, are we supposed to lead by example, gentlemen?
Well, I'm sure you know.
Because, I mean, you all are talking, but it's a bit obtrusive. Can we limit it to those two questions?
All right, keep listening, all right?
By example, or do we, or is it a case of do as I say, not as I do?
All right, we try to address that for you. Keep listening. Good afternoon. Welcome to Route 47.
All right, keep listening. All right. Hello, good day.
Hi, good day, sir.
Yes, sir. Am I on the radio? Or?
Yes, you are. Is this Christopher?
This is Christopher.
Oh, you see it, man.
Hi, they cool out thing.
Good man, good man. Go ahead, share your comments or your questions. Let me hear you.
Well, I'm not tuning, so I don't know what the gentleman had stated in terms of instructions and stuff like that. But one of the challenges I've seen is that in our Christian circles, we've actually swung the pendulum to the extremes on both sides, where we have shown mercy to people who are unrepentant, and we seem to lack discipline in people. I mean, if we say we call ourselves Christians, are we using biblical principles, or are we using self-governed opinion?
Yardsticks.
And then the other side of it is where we judge people to the point where we forget scripture that says, lest you also fall. So we judge people, not, as I said earlier, sometimes we only know it when we go through it. And as a person, I've fallen several times with regards to my Christian walk. And I've always had good brothers who were harsh with me. Strict with me and say, Chris, you need to buckle up on yourself. You need to fix this problem before you move on. And has done me good. And we can't disagree with good discipline. At the same time, we can't always agree with people who actually go to the extreme and judge without righteous judgment according to the book of John. As First Corinthians 5 says, who am I to judge? Are we not supposed to judge those in the church? We're not supposed to judge those outside the church. We're supposed to judge people within the church. Even Paul rebuked Peter when Peter was showing racial discrimination against the Gentiles in Galatians chapter 2. So at the end of the day, and he rebuked him openly. So at the end of the day, there must be, I don't want to call it balance, there must be priority and application to certain circumstances based on evidence at the end of the day.
I love the contribution. We're going to touch on that. Thank you so much, Christopher.
All the best, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
All the best to you, man.
Yeah, man. Bless him. We're supposed to bring Christopher here.
Yeah, walk on water, I tell you.
You know, one of the things that we have to reconcile is any kind of vocation that you engaged in that requires high profile operation, whether you are whether you are a politician, whether you are a priest, a pastor, a well-known worship leader, the stakes are obviously going to be higher.
Definitely.
You are more visible.
Yes.
You understand? You are more influential.
Yeah.
So any man that build in a house first has to sit down and count the cost. That's the first thing.
Correct.
You understand?
That's right.
You have to understand that if you're in the public space, that people go be watching everything that you do. They are actually going to judge you by a different yardstick than everybody else. That's something that you have to live with.
That's right.
Now in the body, we have to have an appreciation for this reality as well.
True.
Okay? So on the one hand, the individuals, me as a pastor, you as a artist and perhaps pastor too, you understand?
Oh God,
right?
Speak it for us.
Yeah.
I tell you. It's there.
Yeah, you understand? Right? Right? That is something that we had to know before we start. You understand? So we understand that we are operating in this environment. We also are aware that the environment is very hostile as well.
Very hostile.
You understand? We know this. You understand? So we are operating in there. But we are humans operating in this environment.
True.
You understand? We understand that our calling is a high one. We understand that there's a greater responsibility upon us. We understand that. You understand? We know that if we fall, that people are going to be critical. We know all of that. You understand? But oftentimes, those that are highest up the ladder have very few places of solace to go to.
True.
I tell you, I always wonder who would they confide in.
You understand? I mean, there are people. You understand? But the point is that I fear that maybe to us leaders, we have to try and be as human as we can while not making excuses for faults. You understand what I'm saying?
Try and be as human as you can.
Yeah. What I mean by that is that sometimes leaders give the impression that they're so infallible.
Right.
That
can't happen there.
That they are God's gift to spirituality.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in the event that something's happen, people will be more critical of you.
Definitely.
You understand, because of your track record. However, on the other hand, if you were, let's say, very honest about your humanity, and I am not suggesting that we must make excuses for human flaws. That's not what I'm saying.
Wow.
You understand?
Wow.
That's not what I'm saying. But we have to be honest in how we carry about ourselves, and be honest with people, and we have to be honest with how we treat people as well.
Let's take this call here one time. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Route 47. Good afternoon.
Marcus.
Yes, sir.
Pastor Baines, J Square.
Yeah,
Yes, man.
And so, I was in and out of the car, so I didn't get to hear the full thing. But after the part where, first and foremost, when I hear a man say he's saddling, why he's a real electrician.
Yeah. The man was deep into it.
Who's that man, man?
Yeah, once a man say he's saddling, why he's a real electrician. No, you're making the drawing the reference to the body.
Yes.
Right, the literal body. And the question is, those cases where, in order to save the entire body, a limb or something must be cut off.
Agreed. Agreed.
You have to make that decision now. Even though you love your fingers so much.
Yes. Yes.
Is it that you're going to
Spread the cancer.
just hold on to your finger just a little longer? You know it's going to kill you, but
Right.
you want to hold on to it, just enjoy it a little bit, or get rid of it
Right.
for the sake of the entire body. And
Right.
that's what we do. What do we do in that case?
Right. Well, and I mean that is obviously an important part in the discussion.
And still keep listening off the air, right?
Right. Because
All right, cool.
because I was my illustration was dealing primarily with the first reaction.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Right.
Because remember I said to you, Marcus, that when I pushed my finger in my mouth,
Yeah, no matter what the environment was,
right?
only do it.
Because
Yeah.
this was I just pung my finger.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? No, my finger was filthy, you know.
Yes.
If thereafter my finger became infected,
Right.
you understand, and my finger was threatening my life,
Correct.
then I amputate.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So what I'm saying, I don't cut off my finger on the first
Immediately.
point.
No,
Right,
you don't do that.
right.
You
But
understand?
that is what we do as a church.
But that is the point.
On the first pound, we cut it off.
Exactly, and that is why I started the discourse with that illustration, right? And there are some people they don't give time. We are in agreement that there are some people in the body.
Yeah.
They don't want to adjust.
True.
You understand? We could do as much as we can, and we meet people like that. We could do as much as we can, and they don't. You just have to move on. You can't, you do what you can, but you must go on record that as a member of the body, you did everything that you were supposed to do in your power. You understand? So nobody could say that you didn't follow biblical principles.
Correct.
Wow.
You understand?
And I think something that even what one of the callers said, Chris said, I think that for me is really where, as a body, we really need. It's like it's almost a balance where it is we try to figure out, right, what is sometimes. I think we go to the extreme on both ends. Indeed, sometimes we show mercy beyond. And sometimes you need to have a hard hand at this point and say, hey, enough is enough. You need to live a Christian life. And sometimes we show so much mercy. That
and we choose it. We show plenty mercy.
And it sends a wrong message.
Exactly.
And then on the other extreme now, we are very critical. So we have two believers. If you have two sets of believers, either one is over merciful, or either one is over critical. And we really need to come to a place where we can have a balance. That's why each situation has to be dealt with differently.
Agreed.
Interesting that all the callers so far are men. Normally you would hear women talking about issues, but I like what I hear this afternoon.
And the gentleman who called and asked about whether it's
lead
an
by
issue
example, or
I mean, I'm sure he knows the answer to
definitely.
that. Really, I mean, and we are talking about the ideal. We are not talking about, because there are some people who are in leadership who do one thing, and so, but we're not talking talking about that. You understand what I'm saying?
But even in that case, Christ talked about it with the Pharisees and they. Even in that case, he said, do as they say, but don't do as they do.
I tell you.
Even if you're in
let us take this final call before we wrap up this hour, right? Hey, good afternoon.
That's a good point, right?
Welcome. Good afternoon. Hello, caller. Good afternoon. Welcome. Listen to us on the phone and not on the radio.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, sir. Welcome.
Yes, gentlemen. I happen to have called earlier on. What disturbs me, if one responds to your answers, you see, if you as a pastor, you have counseling, pre-marital and post-marital. You have sessions where people with problems, you deal with, you advise people. And why can't you give your own advice? You tell people to stay in marriage, look at the family, look at the scriptures, but yet still you do the same thing that you're telling people not to do. Isn't that a defeatist? I think you're all a bit slightly hypocritical because you're not answering you're not going to the moist.
Kind of misinterpreting which part.
Yeah, and I don't agree with you. I don't even accept that either. No. I don't accept that. I'm telling you forthwith, I don't accept that. You cannot say that. Because we are not saying that you are hypocritical for asking that question. No, why would you even say that? Why would you?
You all are using so many words, but you all have to answer the question.
But what I'm saying to you, you cannot say that we are being hypocritical. You are asking for an answer. We are giving an opinion. You can't say that. And I resent you saying that for that matter.
Yeah, I think that was in Porte's though. I think that is a whole other misunderstanding on his part. But I tell you what, we're going to take a short pause. When we come back, we're going to dig more into this. Keep it right here, Route 47. Marcus Romero, Mr. TM, J Square, and Pastor Terrence Beans taking you through.
You're on Route 47 with Marcus, Mr. TM Romero. Sky 99.5 FM, 9.5 FM, 9.5 FM, 9.5.